All right, what is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing today? Welcome back here today to another video here on my SROS channel. Today, we are throwing back the green screen. As you can see behind me, it's not a green screen. We are on Bleacher Report. So Bleacher Report over this week has had a bunch of different articles regarding NBA trades. So today, I'm going to react to those said NBA trades. There's a Lamelo Ball one. There's one that was titled Get Cooper Flag Help. I have no idea what that one looks like. We have some James Harden ones. And then I think there's like a trade big board as well that we're going to react to. So the first one will be a 3-team trade idea that lands Cooper Flag a new weapon. You know what? The Cooper Flag Lamelo Ball one might actually go hand in hand. So one less, I guess, article that we'll end up seeing. The Lamelo Ball era with the Charlotte Hornets is slowly coming to an end. If indeed put on the trade block, there's an obvious franchise that needs his services. The Mavericks are desperate for anybody who can dribble. Ryan Nembhard, I think this came out before Ryan Nembhard went off against Denver. And yeah, they're going to try to find their Luka replacement, I guess, in Lamelo Ball. So this is about to be very interesting. The Dallas Mavericks are going to receive Lamelo Ball from the Hornets. The Lakers, okay, we're getting the third team involved, which is the Lakers. Klay Thompson, who were, if you remember, they were kind of rumored to get Klay in the summer of 2024 when he ended up choosing the Dallas Mavericks. The Lakers also get Daniel Gafford in this trade, and the Hornets are getting Max Christie, Rui Hachimura, Dalton Connect, Gabe Vincent, and the first-round pick the Mavericks got from the Lakers in the Luka Doncic trade. All right, so this is an interesting one that I don't know. Do I like this trade at all? So looking at this, does Dallas need somebody like Lamelo Ball? Maybe, right? Like needing somebody that's comfortable with the ball in his hands, that's comfortable getting guys into their sets, that has the confidence to be out there. But is that the guy to really pair up with Cooper Flag long-term? I don't think so. And you're also getting Kyrie Irving back very soon. Now, I do think Kyrie and Lamelo Ball could play with each other. Maybe Kyrie is the veteran that Lamelo Ball needs, but I just don't think that is going to be worth the Dallas Mavericks trading away Max Christie. You're trading away, I think, Klay Thompson. You're not losing sleep over. I mean, I guess when you look at what you're giving up, it's Gafford. You have Lively and AD. You're giving up Klay Thompson and Max Christie. And then you're also giving up a first-round pick down the line for Lamelo Ball, who's been an all-star in his career. He was an all-star, in 2021 or 2022. He brought them to the play-in tournament this year. Like, that's the feat that we have to talk about with Lamelo Ball. He brought the Hornets to the play-in tournament in 2022. I mean, I don't really know if I like this one for Dallas. I don't really think they should go after Lamelo Ball, if we're being honest with each other. I do think Charlotte could think about trading Lamelo Ball. I made a video on that yesterday talking about that. I just don't really think this makes a ton of sense for the Dallas Mavericks. I do appreciate them thinking of somebody that can help Cooper Flag dribble. I think that's obviously very important. I think you're okay trading away Gafford because you have Lively, who's had his injury concerns in his career. You have AD still. You could trade Max Christie, who's been good this year, though, so that's another piece that you lose. I mean, that's for the Mavericks side. Like, I think I'd rather maintain my assets for something different and something a little bit more reliable. Like, could that package get it done for Trae Young? Maybe. I'd rather have Trae Young than Lamelo Ball based on health. And I think if they were similar value, I'd rather, I think, pull the trigger on Ja Morant than Lamelo Ball, even though you're taking a massive risk with both of those. For the Lakers here, they're essentially giving up Rui Hachimura, Dalton Connect, Gabe Vincent for Klay Thompson and Daniel Gafford. I think that's actually a pretty good trade. So I know Lakers fans, I think they like Jackson Hayes. DeAndre Ayton has definitely been pretty good for them this year, who can be a free agent at the end of the year. Gafford just got extended, so you get him under control. Gafford looked freaking fantastic with Luka in their 2024 finals run. So your superstar for the future has already played with the guy that you're trading for. I would say that's a pretty good sign going forward. I think Lakers fans have had a very love-hate, maybe more hate relationship with Rui Hachimura. And I think when you're, I mean, like, Rui's defense is probably, it probably gives you the most upside with his range and his strength out there. But you're going to have LeBron, Luka, Reeves, Aiden, and then I guess with this trade, you do end up, you could throw Klay Thompson. I don't really know if you want to do that. I'm trying to think like who they would throw out there. Like, could be Jake LaRavia. Like, I think you do lose that versatility because can you really play Gafford and Aiden out there at the same time? I think you run into an issue a little bit there. I think you're okay trading away Dalton Connect. You're okay trading away Gabe Vincent. I think in a perfect world, they're giving up, instead of Rui, they're giving up to Charlotte like Kleba or Jared Vanderbilt, which obviously I don't know if Charlotte wants that in return. And then for Charlotte here, I mean, I like Max Christie going forward with Knipple and Brandon Miller. I think Hachimura at least gives you like another, no, I would say he's a veteran. He's from the 2019 draft class. You get Connect, who you almost traded for last year in the Mark Williams trade. And then you get, I mean, Gabe Vincent's expiring money. Yeah, expiring money. And then you get a first-round pick as well. I don't hate this for Charlotte. Honestly, I think this is a pretty good retool and package for the Lamelo Ball trade. So I would say, like, in terms of ranking here, like, I still think it's probably a good trade for the Lakers. I don't know, though. Do you want to commit that long-term money to Gafford when you could maybe just give Aiden that contract? But I think Gafford's a definitely better defender around the basket, and I guess it really comes down to what the Lakers prefer when they get to the playoffs. Is it the offensive touch like DeAndre Aiden, who can have his lapses defensively, or a little bit more of like a physical bruiser down low in Gafford, but has like no mid-range to him like Aiden, and maybe isn't as good of a lob threat? But I think they're pretty similar, honestly, in a way. So that was the first trade that we talked about. It was sending Lamelo Ball to the Dallas Mavericks. The next one is basically looking at James Harden trade ideas and landing spots if the Clippers call mercy, which, holy crap, that Heat game was one of the worst performances from a team all year. Watching basically Chris Paul recreate the meme, and they were down by like 35 at one point. It was really embarrassing. They made him look a little bit more respectable towards the end. Like, Kawhi actually ended up having a good game, but the Clippers are an absolute mess. So the first one is essentially a 3-team trade. Oh my God. Okay, so this is James Harden going to the Minnesota Timberwolves. This is a 4-team trade. Oh my God. Jalen Green and Bones Highland go to the Clippers. You have James Harden and Hayward Highsmith to the Timberwolves. The Nets are taking on Mike Conley, Leonard Miller, a 2026 second rounder from, I'd assume that's from Minnesota. Either way, another second rounder. And then the Suns are receiving Julius Randle. I mean, you could say that the Suns are doing really good this year without Jalen Green. I think you'd want to see a little bit more time with Jalen Green before you actually traded away Jalen Green, who's in year 1 of this extension. It's got 2 guaranteed years, and then he has a player option for year 3. I don't know if Randall really also fits what Phoenix is doing. I think even though Green has sometimes poor shot selection, I do think I'd take his athleticism. He's younger than Julius Randle. And it's crazy because every year of his career, he's been healthy, but the first year in Phoenix. I think I'd rather see what he can look like under Jordan Ott than Randall, who's a better player than Jalen Green. But I think for what Jordan Ott is trying to do, Randall's going to be a ball stopper at times, can still play make a little bit, but he likes to slow the game down. He is not a great defender when he's not engaged, and that happens a lot if Randall's not getting his calls, if it's not looking good offensively. He's always looking to really better his offensive game, not really his defensive game throughout an NBA game specifically. Like, him getting better quarter by quarter doesn't happen that much. I mean, I watched it up close in person with the New York Knicks for a while. He's a fantastically, like, he's so good offensively. He's a bruiser. He's a good playmaker out of the post. He could be such an elite 3-point shooter when he's on. I just don't really see the reason for the Suns to go from Jalen Green to Julius Randle, even though he could fit them, like, positionally. Like, you can have Gillespie out there, you have Booker out there, you have Grayson out there, you have Brooks out there. Like, you can sacrifice a little bit of defense, but I'd still rather see what I can get out of Green long term. So Minnesota basically goes from, like, Miller, Conley, seconds, and Randall to James Harden. I mean, Harden is a lot older than Julius Randle. He does give you that point guard need. I do think we could run into a question that do you really need Randle and Reed on the same team? Because the odds are you playing both of them in a playoff series to end the game is kind of slim. I mean, right now it's not. Like, they could just go ultra big with Ant at the 1, McDaniels 2, Randall 3, which he's played before. You go Reed at the 4 and Gobert at the 5, and you still have 4 guys that could shoot the basketball out there. You could also get Dante DiVincenzo out there as well, but I do think there could be a question going forward at one point. Randall, Reed, who do you keep long term between those two? Randall just inked up that new 3-year extension, I believe. And then Reed inked up that 5-year extension in the offseason. I mean, Brooklyn, you might as well get involved. You take on Mike Conley's final deal and or final year of the contract. You get 2 second rounders for Hayward Highsmith, who you got for basically free in the offseason. There might have even been a second rounder in that trade as well when Miami was trying to shed some money against the tax. And we kind of already talked about the Suns side of things. So the Clippers get Jalen Green and Bones Highland for James Harden. I mean, I would do that for them. You get younger. I mean, Harden's best years are dwindling. This could be the last amazing year of James Harden's career, given his age, and he does have a player option, so he's also a pending free agent at the end of the year. And you get younger in Jalen Green, who has 2 full years left on the deal. I guess that kind of fits your timeline, but then if he opts in 2028, that complicates your 2027 free agency plans. Either way, I would do this if I were the Clippers. I would do this if I were the Nets. I would debate it if I'm Minnesota, but I don't think I end up with it. I would, and then I would not do this if I were Phoenix. Milwaukee, I mean, I also going back to Phoenix. I mean, Randall is a floor raiser and you don't own your first round pick. So I could maybe see the reasoning there. It's not the worst trade in the world. So this one is sending James Harden to Milwaukee in exchange for Kyle Kuzma, Gary Harris, Kevin Porter Jr., a first round pick swap in 2030, and a lottery protected first round pick as well. I mean, this is Milwaukee making one last ditch effort to keeping Giannis Antetokounmpo. Harden and Giannis is very similar to Damian Lillard and Giannis in a way. I mean, I don't think you need to run like as many pick and rolls, and Harden's definitely better in isolation than Damian Lillard was. And you also have Miles Turner on your team. You didn't have that last year from waving and stretching Damian Lillard. I just don't think Milwaukee should do this. Unless if like James Harden was 27 years old and you're getting this player in his prime, yeah, I'm okay trading away a 2030 first round pick and a 2031 lottery protected pick. I mean, I guess the 2030 is a swap worse. You're already giving out your swap best to Portland from the Dame trade, and then you're giving up your 2031 first round pick, lottery protected. I don't know if it mentions here that like if like that 2031 lottery protected pick turns into 2 seconds, sure. But if that becomes like top 12 protected, top 10 protected, in probably a world where Giannis Antetokounmpo is either not on the Bucks in 2031 or he's nowhere near the caliber of player he is today, I think there's a lot of risk into doing that. I mean, you're trading away Gary Harris. You're fine with doing that. Kuzma, you're fine with doing that, but Kuzma has been, I think, more good than bad this year for Milwaukee. And then Kevin Porter Jr., who just had a really good game against Washington. But you have Ryan Rollins, like you have Cole Anthony. I guess if you could maybe do Cole Anthony in this trade instead of Kevin Porter Jr., it could help out Milwaukee a little bit more. For the Clippers, this is not the greatest return. Like I'd rather, I mean, you get some draft capital help long term. You just kind of need to go balls to the wall in 2026 free agency. You got to land like Trae Young or something. Speaking of Trae Young, here we go. Didn't even mean to do that. So the Clippers are receiving Trae Young. The Hawks are receiving Harden, Lopez, and 2 first round picks. One of them being a swap. Oof, boy. This one is interesting because Atlanta already has a very premier draft pick in this upcoming draft from the Pelicans. If that, or maybe the Bucks, like who knows? What if the Bucks finish with like the 12th pick and that moves up? They get 2 chances, which is amazing. Imagine that pick is Darren Peterson. Boom, point guard for the future. If you decide to move on from Trae Young. This is if they decide to move on from Trae Young. They're playing great basketball without Trae. I need to see how they look with Trae coming back. Brook Lopez, it's a non-guaranteed next year. Veteran to have in the locker room. Harden, I mean, can he be more adaptable than Trae? Like Jalen Johnson and Nickeil Alexander-Walker have been freaking great for this team in the absence of Trae. And Harden, you don't have to really lock him into like a 4 or 5 year deal like you do with Trae. Maybe it's another 1+1 in the offseason. I mean, is this the best team James Harden has been on in a while? Probably since the Nets days. Like, I would say this is better than the 2024 Clippers. Or the 2025 Clippers, just having all the defenders, shooters around him. And then next year, you're getting a top 10 pick in the draft from the Pelicans. And then you're getting these picks from the Clippers. Oh, man, this is enticing. This is enticing. Now, Trae Young would probably elevate the floor in Los Angeles, so I don't know how valuable those 2030, 2031 picks will be. But Atlanta kind of... Oh, man. This one is intriguing for Atlanta. It's just like, I don't want to trade away Trae, though. Like, he's been there since 2018. He's been your franchise star. You go back in Atlanta Hawks history, they don't have that many, like, superstar icons after, like, Dominique in between Trae Young. Like, Trae Young is by far and away a bigger star than, like, Horford, Korver, Millsap, Teague, where... no disrespect to Jeff Teague. But, yeah, this would hurt a little bit, but I could see the reasoning for Atlanta doing that. Detroit, Tobias Harris, Jaden Ivey, Sasser... a 2026 first that's top 10 protected that would turn into 2 seconds. That pick is going to the Los Angeles Clippers. The Pistons are picking, they're going to make the playoffs, so it's 15 or higher. Probably could be closer to 30 than it is to 15. Pistons receive James Harden and Lopez. Now, I do think Harden could obviously be a fantastic number 2 to Cade Cunningham, better than Jaden Ivey. I just think, like, given Harden's age and Detroit, I mean, you're not trading that much draft capital, and you're not really, like, you're getting a massive upgrade from Ivy to James Harden, and Tobias you could theoretically just bring back in the offseason. I don't, that easier said than done, right? This isn't a bad deal. I just wonder if you'd like offer the same package and throw in another first or 2 to Utah for Lauri Markkanen, who's a lot younger than James Harden. He's like, what, 8 years younger than James Harden? So I would think about that one instead if I'm the Clippers. And like, can Harden and Cade dominate with each other out there where both the guys like to have the ball in their hands? And I think Harden can kind of go back into that secondary role, but, oh, man, I don't really know if I like this one from Detroit. I just don't think they should, like, make their big move for James Harden. It should be for maybe somebody else down the line. And for the Clippers, I don't hate that return, but it's not sexy. If it depends, it really just depends on Jaden Ivey. And then Ja Morant for James Harden. So the Grizzlies receive basically, okay, they receive an extra first rounder, I guess, because Ja Morant is under contract and Trae Young isn't. So a 2030 first, 2031 swap, and a 2032 first for Ja Morant. I mean, this would be oh God, I think if I'm Memphis, I might think about this one, man. Those Clippers picks, it's like on paper, they're extremely appealing. But like, remember when everybody was talking about like the Phoenix Suns 2027 first round pick as like one of the premier draft picks in the offseason to trade for? And now it's just like, I don't know. The Suns are kind of competitive. Maybe they're bad next year, but like, I don't think that pick is as appealing as it was preseason. So like, yeah, those 20, 30, 31, 32 picks could be good. It's just like, do you want to trade away Ja Morant, your biggest franchise star in maybe, or your biggest star in franchise history? I would say individually, obviously like social media and his appeal to the younger audience helps, but he's a more well-known name, I would say, than Mike Conley and Marcus Saul, who's probably your best players still in franchise history, or Conley, and like Zebo and Rudy Gay and some of those guys. I mean, Harden and Triple J for like 2 years, maybe they would just end up rerouting Harden in the offseason. I don't know. It's really tough to figure out a Harden trade. So the last one was just kind of like a trade block big board. I'm not even sure if there's trade ideas in this one. It's just kind of saying, I guess, okay, there are trade ideas in this one. So we have a Jonathan Kuminga one. So I guess it's like all the guys that have been rumored on trades. You go to Fanspo, every guy trending. Yeah, first one is Jonathan Kuminga. So it's Kuminga, Moses Moody, Buddy Hield, a 26 first rounder, and a 28 first round swap for Michael Porter Jr. I mean, Buddy Hield's contract isn't fun. Jonathan Kuminga is such a volatile asset to get back, given that he could be a free agent. Does he still want $100 million? I think Brooklyn could be a spot for him to develop. And I think he could actually play off of like Danny Wolf and Drake Powell and some of those guys nicely, maybe even Claxton. But yeah, I mean, Michael Porter Jr. is netting you 2 first round picks, probably a late first rounder in this draft, a 2028 first round swap when Curry could be retired, and like 2 young pieces in Kuminga and Moody. That's kind of appealing. So for Cam Johnson, you were getting essentially an unprotected Nuggets pick in 2032, 2 more first round picks, Moses Moody, Jonathan Kuminga, and Buddy Hield, Sean Marks. I would sell high on Michael Porter Jr. right now. I would. If Golden State is that desperate for MPJ as that tertiary shot creator next to Jimmy and Steph, I am doing this trade 100%. The Warriors, I'd see if you could maybe offer that for Trey Murphy, who's a little bit younger than Porter Jr., and I think is a little bit more adaptable next to Steph and Jimmy. We have another one for Nick Claxton. So Nick Claxton goes to the Celtics for Simons and a second and a 2027 first. I mean, okay, so Brooklyn does not own their first round pick next year. So do they want to fully bottom out? That is a big question. Next year, they would create some cap. I mean, they would create some cap space. Like, could you look at it the lens like you're also getting like Isaiah Hartenstein in this trade? Like, could you somehow, if the Thunder decline the option on Hartenstein, give Hartenstein a decent contract to come to you? The center market isn't that sexy in the offseason after Hartenstein off the top of my head. There might be a couple other guys. I mean, like, you could throw a bag of Walker Kessler, but I assume the Jazz are going to match that. Kristaps Porzingis could be a free agent as well. And you'd get a first rounder from Boston in 27, which probably won't be great. A 2026 second rounder from Orlando, Detroit, or Milwaukee. So probably not picking in the top 10 of the second for some salary cap relief. I mean, this is a center Boston could definitely use. Like, Kata and Claxton is not a bad center duo. And then you get Tatum coming back. You have Pritchard, White, Walsh, Brown, Minot. It's something there. I could see the reasoning for both these teams doing this. I just don't know. Like, I mean, Claxton's contract has basically 3 years left, and it's descending. Like, it's not a bad contract by any means. Ja Morant, we just talked about Ja Morant to the Clippers. This one is Ja Morant to the Raptors. See, they should have mentioned the Raptors in the Ja Morant or in the James Harden trade. I kind of like that one a little bit more, honestly. Like, if it was centered around Quickly or Barrett, which could easily get done, and Toronto would still maintain a lot of depth. And I think, like, Barrett or Quickly as an asset coming back to the Clippers would be appealing for them long term. Or like then one of those guys in Grady Dick. Maybe we'll get to a Raptors Harden one, but Ja Morant to the Raptors for Quickly, Grady Dick, a 2026 second and a 2028 first round pick. Yeah, like, it doesn't really help out your floor spacing at all, but I mean, that is a pretty good trade for Ja Morant, the player. What Ja Morant are you getting? How healthy is he going to be? I mean, if I'm the Grizzlies, like, I don't think that 2028 first round pick is going to be much of value, given if like Ingram, Scotty, I don't know. I don't really think I would do this trade if I'm the Grizzlies. I'd rather hold on to John Morant and hope he can kind of rebound his value over the course of the year. For Toronto, I guess like you get out of the Quickly long-term money and go from Quickly to John Morant, but Quickly's been kind of good recently. I don't even know if I would make this trade if I'm the Raptors either. Daniel Gafford to the Lakers for Vando, Connect, and a first round pick, top 3 protected. It would be funny. I mean, Nico's not there anymore. He'd probably be banned if he was there from trading with the Lakers again. But Gafford, I think, talked about it before with the Lamelo trade idea. It's not a terrible idea. It's just like, you got to commit to that cap, which honestly, the Lakers are going to probably max out Reeves in the offseason. So it's not like they're going to really have that much cap space anyway. So I could see this one for the Lakers for Vando, Connect, and a first. I mean, you're getting better with this trade. Like, I don't think you're not losing sleep. Like, you going from Vando to Gafford is such a huge upgrade. I think it's worth it for Connect in that first rounder. Because Gafford, who's actually had his injury concerns over the last, like, year or so, I think he's still a little bit more reliable than Mark Williams. Kind of a similar deal that they were giving up at the deadline. And you get out of Vando's kind of bad contract going forward. Trae Young to the Suns for Jalen Green, Nick Richards, Rasheer Fleming, a 27 swap worse between, like, Cleveland and Minnesota, and a 2029 second. Oh, boy. I don't know if I really like Jalen Green in Atlanta for what they're doing right now. I don't... can Dyson Daniels be a point guard? Because I don't think Jalen Green can be a point guard. Obviously, this changes a lot if you draft Darren Peterson or maybe Mikal Brown Jr. or somebody like that. It's not a bad return, but it's not a great return for Trae Young, because most likely in 2027, Cleveland or Minnesota is going to be picking like at 25. So you're getting a very late first rounder, a second. Jalen Green, who, I don't know, was not great in the playoffs at all against Golden State, but I think just gives you another solid asset going forward, who's making about like $25 million less than what Trae Young is probably asking for on his new extension. Maybe you like the upside of Rasheer Fleming. You get Nick Richards, who's an expiring deal at the end of the year. Trae Young to Phoenix also, I don't know if I love. Like what Jordan Ott is doing this year, just like they're showcasing their athleticism, rebounding, switchability defensively, and their point guard like Colin Gillespie and even Devin Booker at times picking up 50 feet from the basket, 70 feet from the basket, and making their opponent's life kind of a living hell at times. Basically, the Suns are doing what the Indiana Pacers did last year. It's a copycat league. We saw it in the NFL. Like all these teams trying to beef up their defensive and offensive line, watching the Eagles in the Super Bowl. Oh, heck, even the tush push, every team does it. And then I think a lot of teams are trying to mold what the Indiana Pacers did with TJ McConnell and Nembhard and all those guys that are just flying around all over there. So honestly, I think I would say no to this if I'm Phoenix, which is crazy because Trae Young is the best player in this deal. And that is, since Trae Young's a free agent, you're probably paying like 60 cents on the dollar, like a Brandon Ingram type trade. I just don't know if he really makes you that much better given what the Suns look like this year. I think I would hold off on that. Domantas Sabonis for Kuminga, Moody, Hield, Davis, Jackson Davis, and a first-round pick, top 5 protected. You know what? I mean, this is basically the aftermath from the Halliburton trade for Sacramento, but I would do this if I'm Sacramento. I just don't know if you're ever going to find a better offer for Sabonis than at least a good role player in Moody as a good three-point shooter. I think Kuminga has upside. Now, will he hit that upside? Will he enter into like the Jalen Johnson, Denny Avdia, Franz Wagner talks? Maybe. I think it's worth a shot, though, because I think as the years go on, Sabonis is making $40+ million. I think once he gets into his 30s, teams are going to be very hesitant to trading you something like this. And who knows what the Warriors look like in 2028 if Steph isn't there or Steph is 40 years old. Jimmy might not be there. I would actually do this trade if I were Sacramento, and then this could help you bottom out a little bit more. They wanted Kuminga in the offseason. Here you go. If I'm Golden State, though, I don't think I'm doing this. Once again, I'm probably trying to go for, like, Trey Murphy. Oh, man. Like, Michael Porter Jr. or Sabonis. Like, what is your... It's funny to have Draymond and Sabonis on the same team. It's crazy that the money works with this trade. I'm assuming it does. Oh, man. Like, what is your identity? Are you just running DHOs for days with, like, Curry and Sabonis? I mean, you have Sabonis, Draymond out there. Floor spacing is a little iffy. And then I guess Draymond's going to play the 5 defensively. And then what? You're going to put Sabonis on the perimeter? Oh, boy. I don't know. I don't think I would trade for Sabonis if I'm anybody right now. And he's currently hurt as well. Lamelo, this is to the Washington Wizards. So an in-division trade for McCollum, Carrington, 2 seconds and 2 firsts Oh my God, a 2031 top 5 protected first. Now, I'm assuming Washington would hope that they're not going to be a bottom feeder by 2031. A 2029 first round pick between Boston, Milwaukee, and Portland. Now, that's been in like the Drew trade. That's been in the Denny of Dia trade. So I think they actually get the better. Or no, I think they get the second of those three. Because I think I think the best of it goes to Portland, and the second best of it goes to currently Washington from the Denny trade. So it could be an appealing pick, like Milwaukee or Portland. Both those teams could be non-playoff teams, or even Boston, who knows, in 2029. Anything can happen. In-division trade's interesting. Bob Carrington has not been great this year in year number 2, so you're kind of getting more draft capital back here. Oh, God. I mean, it's so risky to trade for Lamelo Ball, because do you think Lamelo will fix it in Washington, where McCollum's a veteran, is leaving. Chris Middleton's probably not going to be on this roster. So LaMelo's like one of the longer tenured guys. Like, he's basically, if Middleton's not on this roster next year and they made this trade, the only guy, like Marvin Bagley's older, but he's not under contract. It's like, I think Corey Kispert might be older than LaMelo, but LaMelo entered the league a year earlier. Like, LaMelo's like your most senior player on the roster. It's scary for maybe him as a leader in Washington. If I'm Washington, I'm not doing this for LaMelo. I would maybe think about a Trae Young trade if I'm Washington. I would hold off on LaMelo. As for Charlotte, I don't even know if this is worth it to trade LaMelo for, to be honest with you. It gives you an out. Do they want to take the out is a question. Trey Murphy. I mean, I don't think New Orleans should trade Trey Murphy. I think they should trade Zion Williamson over him, who just got hurt. But Trey Murphy and Sadiq Bey to the Spurs for Johnson, Shohan, Carter Bryant, a second, and 2 first-round picks. Or 2 seconds and 2 firsts. It's a good return. It is. You get Keldon Johnson, who's a fine wing scorer. Better than Sadiq Bey, I would say, but not by much. Jeremy Shohan and Carter Bryant and 2 first-round picks, essentially, for Trey Murphy. I just don't really think Shohan has that much high of a ceiling. Definitely not Carter Bryant, I think, or Shohan do not have as high as an offensive ceiling as what we've seen from Trey Murphy. And, like, what? You get a 2031 first-round pick, which is a Sacramento Spurs swap, which is intriguing. And then you get a 2027 first-round pick via Atlanta. I think Atlanta's going to be fine next year. If I'm New Orleans, I'm holding off on this. If I'm San Antonio, I am doing this trade, though. I am trying to maximize Wemby on his rookie contract, and Trey Murphy is perfect. Imagine Fox, Castle, Vassell, Murphy, Wemby, and then you can have Cornette out there. You can have Harper out there. That's something, man. Harrison Barnes out there. AD for Kobe White, Herter, Zach Collins, 2031, 2031 swap. I mean, I think Kobe White would be great around Cooper Flagg in Dallas. I would extend him. I would take those Chicago first-round picks. I mean, Chicago, it was like an article that was saying that they think that Josh Giddey is their Tyrese Halliburton, and they're looking for their Pascal Siakam, and they're going to think that Anthony Davis is their Pascal Siakam. And basically trading this package for AD is buying him at his lowest value. It does suck that you have to give up Kobe White here, but you just need AD to be healthy. AD looked so good against Denver. Like, AD, oh man, it's just like, what AD are you getting and his health? Like, the NBA trade market is so weird right now with Ja, AD, LaMelo Ball. Like, these guys are so individually talented, but they have either health concerns or availability concerns, contract concerns. It's really tough to really market kind of this NBA trade landscape. And number one is Markkanen, who's probably the most sure thing right now because he's been available and he's been elite this year. But he's under contract at a hefty price. He's going to Detroit here for Tobias Harris, Jaden Ivey, Ron Holland, and 2 first-round picks. Giving up Ivey and Holland, it hurts. I mean, I would be all on board about doing Ivey. I mean, you're 28. Like, it's not the worst trade in the world. Because the Pistons look great when Ivey was out. And then you're essentially going from Tobias Harris and Holland to Markkanen. I don't think that Holland, at least for the next maybe 2 years, was ever going to really close out a lineup. Like, he's not going to close out a playoff lineup. It's going to be Asar Thompson, obviously, over Holland. And then I think it would be Stewart over Holland, Duncan Robinson over Holland to really maximize, like, the floor spacing of this team. So I could see it. It's just how much does Detroit want to go all in, right? Does Detroit think they have any shot at beating Cleveland and New York? And I would think they do. It's just like, do we want to do this to get swept in the finals by OKC? But if they think this trade makes them a chance to winning the NBA finals, which I mean, but yeah, I do think it'll be fascinating if Utah wants to trade Lauri Markkanen or if they're going to like hold on to him, because I think we're at a point, I hope so, with Washington and Utah, that this is the last year of their tanking or their bottoming out. I mean, Utah looks better this year than Washington for sure, and they're in a tougher conference. Maybe Utah's a little bit further along than Washington, but I hope that both these teams, I don't know if it's going to depend if one team gets really unlucky or lucky in the lottery, but I do hope that this, like if Utah keeps marketing, you re-sign Kessler, year 2 Ace Bailey, the Keontae George improvement. Give me something out of Clayton, Collier, Hendricks, Cody Williams, Filipowski, just one of those guys next year. Some cap space, and then maybe a top 3 or 4 pick around like Markkanen. I think we can cook a little bit with that in Utah. For Washington, though, I mean, they still have a ways to go. I think you got to be pleased with Sarr and George's development for sure. Carrington's been disappointing. I think Bilal's been disappointing offensively. He's a good defender, though. Cam Whitmore, I just don't think he's a long-term piece on this team. If Washington gets like the 6th overall pick in this draft, I think they might be bad again next year. So that is going to be for me. I hope you guys did enjoy. Let me know if you do enjoy the green screen videos. If it's something you kind of just want to see going forward, let me know what you enjoyed about this video. Did you enjoy, or let me know like kind of your thoughts about any of these trades, any of these players. Like I said, the trade market is really weird. I should even mention Zion as well with the Lamelo, AD, Ja Morant, like injury, underperforming thing. Like what the hell is Zion Williamson's trade value, where you could cut him for nothing? It's not guaranteed next year, and he's out all the time. I don't think he has much trade value. So yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy. Drop a thumbs up if you did, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.